君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するのもっともう戻れなくたって忘れないででも気持ちを伝えてしまえばいつかこの夢は覚め
Okay guys, so today we're gonna learn about endocrine systems. So the question is, how you think your hormones interact with your other organ systems? So actually, our body has two bosses, aka two complementary systems that are constantly shouting instruction over each other to all of our bits and pieces. It is actually our endocrine system and nervous system. Both our endocrine system and nervous system are constantly trafficking information around our corpus, gathering intel, making demands, and controlling our every move. Both systems play an important role in maintaining homeostasis. Even though both systems have different functions, but they interact and complement each other to regulate and coordinate all processes and activities in the body. Okay, now, what is actually the endocrine system? So, let's go and learn! Yeah, endocrine system! So, the endocrine system is made up of glands that secrete hormones that travel through our blood, not through neurons, so they move more slowly. But they also produce widespread effects that last a whole lot longer than an action potential. Basically, the endocrine system of humans is made up of many glands. A gland is just any structure that makes and secretes a hormone. The functions of hormones can be divided into three main functions that are reproduction, growth, and homeostasis. Now, compared to our heart or brain or others, our endocrine system's organs and glands are kinda small and lumpy. They are also large. Instead of being all nestled together like in our other organ systems, these guys are scattered all over the place, from our brain to our throat to our kidneys and also to our genitals. So, these are the examples of our endocrine systems. We have pineal gland, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, thymus, adrenal glands, pancreas, and gonads.
Okay, next I'm going to explain about the functions of hormones secreted by each endocrine glands. Okay, I'm going to introduce to you the pituitary gland. This gland is the main gland of the endocrine system because it secretes hormone that control the secretion of other endocrine glands, which means it is like for the other endocrine system, this pituitary gland is like the brain of them. It's like the leader of them because with the secretion of hormone from the pituitary gland, it helps other endocrine system control their secretion of hormone. So, without this pituitary gland, the production of secretion of hormone from other endocrine system will be inefficient. The pituitary gland is located at the bottom of the hypothalamus in the brain. And actually the pituitary gland is made up of two lobes, which is first the anterior and second the posterior. These two lobes secretes their own hormones that gives different function to the human body system. Okay, first I'm going to explain about the hormones that are secreted by the posterior lobe. Okay, the first hormone that is secreted by the posterior lobe is antidiuretic, or in the short form is the ADH. So, the target tissues for the ADH is kidney tubule, and this hormone helps in stimulating the reabsorption of water, which means that the hormone helps in enhancing the reabsorption of water in the human body system. The second hormone is oxytocin. So I gotta say that this hormone mainly focuses on women. Why? Because firstly, the target tissues are the uterine muscle. That this hormone helps in stimulating the contraction of uterine muscles during birth. So, this hormone helps in contraction when women give birth. mammary gland is also the targeted organs for oxytocin, and this hormone helps in stimulating the production of milk from the mammary gland. Okay, next for the hormones that are secreted by the anterior lobe. The first hormone that is secreted by the anterior lobe is the luteinizing hormone, LH, and its targeted organs is the ovary and the testes, and it functions in stimulating the ovulation, development of corpus luteum, and secretion of other hormones, which is estrogen and progesterone. And the luteinizing hormone helps testes in stimulating secretion of testosterone, which is another type of hormone. The second hormone is growth hormone. Its targeted tissue is soft tissue and bone, and its function in stimulating growth, protein synthesis, and also fat metabolism. Okay, the next hormone is the adrenocorticotropic hormones, or the acronym is ACTH. So this ACTH targets adrenal cortex, and it helps in stimulating the adrenal cortex to secrete hormone. Okay, the next hormone is the thyroid stimulating hormone. From the name of the hormone itself, we know which part of our body that it targets, which is the thyroid gland, and it functions in stimulating thyroid to secrete thyroxine, which is another type of hormone. And the last hormone is the follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, and it targets ovary and testes. And for the ovary, it functions in stimulating the development of follicles in the ovary. Follicle function in releasing the eggs, and for the testes, it function in stimulating the spermatogenesis. And what is spermatogenesis? It's a process of development of sperm cell. Here are some facts about hormone. Firstly, there is a group of hormone that is known as stimulating hormone, and it function in regulating the secretion of other hormone. For example, the thyroid stimulating hormone and adrenocorticotropic hormone. Okay, these two. And then there is hormones that act directly on target organs, such as growth hormone, oxytocin, and antidiuretic hormone ADH. For example, growth hormone acts directly on the bone. And lastly, there is a part of the brain that is called as hypothalamus, and it is actually situated above the pituitary gland, and it secretes gonadotrophin releasing hormone, which help in stimulating the pituitary gland. It helps pituitary gland to secrete FSH and LH directly into the blood.
Have you ever been chased by a dog and you just start to run around so quickly, spontaneously? Well, what's actually happening to your body at that state? This is called the fight or flight situation. So the hypothalamus will transmit nerve impulses directly to the adrenal medulla to be stimulated to produce adrenaline and also noradrenaline. The responses include an increase in heart rate, blood pressure, metabolic activity, respiratory rate, and also blood glucose level. The heart will pump more oxygen and also glucose to the skeletal muscles and brain to produce more energy. So, the endocrine system will work with the nervous system for an immediate response in this fight or flight situation. Once it's done, it'll all be back to normal.
The similarities and differences between the nervous system and the endocrine system. In the nervous system, the duration of the effect is short. It is made up of a network of millions of neurons. The signal is in the form of electrical impulses through neurons. Nerve response is quick and immediate. The effect of an impulse produces the response of an organ. In the endocrine system, the duration of the effect is long. It consists of ductless endocrine glands. The signal is delivered by organic chemical substances, which are hormones, through blood flow. The response is slow and prolonged. The effect of hormones produces responses in several organs. These two systems have three things in common. It contains target tissues or organs, produces a response to a stimulus, and functions to regulate all activities of the body.
Discussing endocrine system health issues. First up, diabetes mellitus. It is a condition caused by less or little insulin produced by the pancreas. This causes the glucose level in blood to rise because insulin cannot convert glucose into glycogen. Glycogen is needed by body cells for energy, so their absence causes fatigue. Diabetes mellitus patients also have a blurry vision. Why? The retina has vessels that help nourish it, so excessive sugar blocks those vessels. Next, hypoglycemia. In reverse to diabetes mellitus, this condition is caused by excessive insulin, which causes the glucose level in blood to be low. This may cause difficulty sleeping at night due to metabolic dysfunction and may cause nighttime anxiety. Thirdly, diabetes insipidus. The posterior lobe of pituitary gland fails to produce ADH. If you recall, ADH stimulates the absorption of water, so as a result, urination is frequent and dehydration occurs. Hypothyroidism, meaning not enough thyroxine. Thyroxine is needed to increase metabolism rate and increase body temperature, so these patients are often cold and gain weight very easily. Okay, hyperthyroidism. Inversely to hyperthyroidism involves excessive thyroxine secretion. So these are the symptoms. Heart palpitation is when the heart beats too fast and you often feel like it has skipped a beat. In some cases, the thyroid gland becomes inflamed like this. Next disease, dwarfism versus gigantism. Dwarfism first. It's caused by low growth hormone secretion, so in consequence, it delays the growth of a person's bones and organs. And gigantism, the simple opposite. Here's a fun fact.